Okay.
Oh. I have. So you based in Hanoi, right?
Yeah, in Hanoi.
With Mr. Ha.
Yes. You know him?
Sure. I worked with him half years ago.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. Put the wrong one.
Young man.
Yes.
So jet, right?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Đừng nôi trên nó giống rồi nôi trên nó tụi nó đi coi còn cỡ
Finish?
Cambodia have some big project doing very well. What the man? Wood.
Rosewood. So you sell of rosewood
No,
project?
I'm have company make the
Supply.
PMS. Yeah.
You know this building, my system existing. I am the one who in charge. But the cement for rosewood they add Honeywell system. I don't know they want to.
Change, right?
They want to integrate. There are a lot more projects because the building is go up very fast.
In Cambodia, do you know the Kimet construction? Kimet company.
X.
It's the construction company in Cambodia.
Okay.
Yeah.
X. Huh?
This
Cambridge. I don't know this. X. Construction.
it make
So they have
the water treatment from hand. It's so big. Oh,
internet,
this is the internet.
but I only log to the controller. Why
Hey, you turn off this Wi-Fi. Turn off. Okay.
No. controller will web
No.
browser.
No. Only when you run station.
Station is already run, I think.
Station you run for
Supervisor only.
supervisor only.
So we need to stop this and
Yeah.
then
It's running. This will be localhost.
ST.
Oh. Maybe
One city. You want to see this address, right?
No.
The address is 120.
this IP of the computer.
Yes.
Why?
They are not no which side. Last time because the supervisor running, but this one is not running.
Why? I think we need.
Ừ. Này, wifi của chú.
Shame.
Maybe.
Conflict. This one is conflict. Cannot start it because it is complete with this.
We using int.
Which program?
This program.
So Chrome is not.
It's not supposed.
20 0.
Oh.
Normally there is no need additional config, right? Just call.
Like that.
I don't know.
Film.
Server cannot run because we change port to proxy port is also limitation.
And
stop first and then we change all. We can change this one to active one first. This also cannot start, I think.
Fail.
Fail. Which one we change?
Platform.
Left switch.
Left switch is in station.
Station.
Must be start with.
We need to change the port first. Not change it.
Let's continue so that we get rid of some sleep.
Yeah.
If we had not started in another 5 minutes, I would have still.
Sorry. Why is it? And then
So let's go to 11.5, master and slave calendar schedules. Now,
okay. Next time. We can do later. Okay.
when we work with HVAC, generally there is always a requirement for having a master schedule, okay, which will control the schedule of lot of JCs or a lot of supervisors. A really large job on Niagara can span from many JCs connecting to a few soft JCs, or I can consider them to be small supervisors, and from there that data being migrated to biggest supervisor. So I can have n number of layers stacked upon each other to define my supervisory functions. Okay. When I have this kind of stacking of many cases and many supervisors, we always have a need that we have at least a few schedules which we can write at the topmost level, and they can be referenced into all other cases and soft cases and supervisors, whatever we have in the system. When we do this kind of application, it's exactly the same as calendar schedules which we have done. Nothing different about it, except that these master schedules are generally created or written in the supervisor. So instead of creating a calendar schedule in my station the way we have done it here, we will actually be creating a master schedule in the supervisor. Okay? And when I have that schedule in the master supervisor, I can discover that schedule in a JS and reference it as a special event. So the process, what we have done to reference a normal calendar schedule in here still remains the same, except that we are looking at a Niagara network object instead of a direct calendar schedule on my station. So just be careful where you work on when you work on in this lab. So right now I'm going to minimize my J station and go to my supervisor station under my host. Okay, so that I avoid any confusion. I expand the supervisor and I create a new folder called calendars. Now, just to avoid confusion, I'm going to name it calendar supervisor so that we are easily able to identify where we are working on. Now, that's just the difference which I have created from the lab. In this supervisor, I'm going to add a calendar schedule and name it Federal Holidays. And here I'm going to add an event which is called Christmas Day. And this event happens on 25th of December any year. And I save it. Okay? For now, we'll just add one calendar, one event here, but there are a couple of more which you can add as this when you start to in the lab. For now, I'm going to just add one. Okay. When I do this, I'm going to minimize my supervisor station. I'll go in my training station. And in my Niagara network, there is a supervisor station already added. If not, you can just discover and add that supervisor in your station. And then go to schedules. I'll discover all the schedules and I'll import federal holidays. In the property sheet, the execution time, instead of manual, I'm going to say probably interval or daily. At 2 a.m., I'm going to sync my schedule from the master. Okay. Now, based on your application, you can change how frequently does the JES gets the schedule from the supervisor. You could set it to 1 second, or you could even set it to
I cannot see.
1 day or 1 year, based on how frequently you want to do it. Right? If I can also keep this trigger mode to manual, and every time the supervisor schedule changes, I can just say actions and execute. On the extension, and it will execute and get me the data if I keep manual. So generally schedules don't change very often, right? Does your holidays change very often every day? No, right? It will change probably once a year. So generally I can keep this trigger mode as manual, and whenever I want to get that schedule, I can just right click and execute it. Or if you want a periodic thing, you can keep daily or interval.
Yeah.
Once you have the schedule imported, go to the loop lab here. Go to the numeric schedule, go to the special events. Add this event as probably same thing, federal holidays, and it is going to be a reference. And now, instead of choosing the calendar from my local station, I'll choose it from the Niagara network which I just imported and say OK. I'll configure the same unscheduled value here. Hit save and go back. Right? Now if I just want to check whatever I have done is correct or not, I'm going to go into supervisor. I'll go to the federal holidays and I'll add an event for today. I save it. Because my execution mode is manual, I will have to go to the schedule here in my station and execute so that the sync happens. And if I go to my loop lab now, my output has gone to 0 because supervisor told me that today is an holiday. Right?
Master schedule.
Yeah, just do 11.5 portion for schedules, and we should be done with that lab. Yeah.
I made a step.
Yeah, what?
And bring it here. Okay.
Visible.
Holiday.
Okay.
Why it is visible?
Yeah.
Status is not okay.
It should be okay. Let's try to change it and see if it is changing.
Then delete and save.
You have added it here. You have added Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Okay, and now it must have discovered this Christmas Day. No? supervisor is offline. Right click, double click, keep it enabled. Okay, so now you have to enter the IP address of your system. What is your IP? 192.168.1.130. Username, password. Admin. Only admin
So for J.
for station.
For this one?
For station, yeah. Then password is your admin 12345. You changed your password to your then you can enter the new password whatever you have entered. Now what is it saying?
This is supervisor, right?
Wait.
A supervisor?
Yeah, this is supervisor. So
No.
right click here. Actions. Bring. It's okay now. Now your schedule should be there.
Remember.
Status is okay.
Thank you. I confused. Going back, going down. But why it is this offline? So create calendar in the station, supervisor, and then call.
Cover to J. And cover.
Last Monday of May.
Go to the Niagara network.
It will always cover.
Yeah, here is what
Week 4
down right now.
Mondays of May.
Click on your icon and just click on icon. So here it is showing the IP address for your system.
This is supervisor.
Yes.
And in the
we create the calendar.
When you just add it here, it doesn't execute. Okay. So you can see this extension here.
For your supervisor, you can try
I'm
to
not
And say
sure.
execute.
It should be there is
7K.
This should see
Good day.
here.
This function we make the master schedule in
This is
the
disabled.
supervisor, and after that we cover to the chair, right? It means the schedule in supervisor and the chair is the same.
That means, like the way you were saying, you have 10 buildings and you want to monitor it from one place, okay? So in this case, you will be using this master slave type of schedule, where you have created a master schedule in your supervisor, and then you have sent it over the days. And whenever you made any changes in your supervisor,
in the
same
same.
changes will be reflected to your J's, but you cannot edit it from your J's.
Only
Okay?
in the supervisor.
Only from the supervisor, but you can monitor it through your J's, and then you can use it wherever you want to
I
use.
see. So please help me. I don't know if we already cover in the chair or not.
Okay, so this is your
Yeah, in the chair and we already. Yes, no. It's in the failure holiday. It no have an event.
extension,
It's
right click,
Skill.
execute.
Skill. Just Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay. Skill. Okay. If you change in the you change in the supervisor, you might skill again because this is a manual skill.
it's not logic.
Because we sit in this schedule in manual skill. It have automated skill, but we sit in the manual. It means we must.
Where to set the manual or automatic?
It's the same as
The trail.
if you do this on extension, see here, it's the same.
Trigger.
Let's see. It have
So right click on this. Property of this one. Save. Next time.
you can delete to make a new because in the document
Here new. What we could do inside this.
yeah. In the supervisor, click the new folder,
Click new folder.
new folder. Okay, and
take the
in the calendar test. Yeah. Make the very holiday something like that.
okay,
And the whole event. Sales. It's okay. And no.
training.
No. Supervisor in the schedule. Yeah. No.
So I don't schedule, right?
Join schedule. Yeah. And you click to the schedule. Click to schedule. Now looking for Monday. Further down.
Think different.
What the schedule before you read?
Before I write like this, but right now I write different.
Yeah. Calendar schedule.
Federal holiday and
Federal
space. This one no space.
Not yet, right? Epoch.
This means when we do the executive by manual in the affect and if I choose daily, it means every day, 6 day. And for interval, we can depend on the interval. So we be updated.
Epoch manager.
Okay.
And
That was
Discover.
We do schedule này. Một tay do schedule là đúng vậy. Yeah.
no.
Đúng rồi, schedule đúng vậy.
We can delete.
Schedule.
Can you delete this one?
Yes.
Này training này. Training nào? Vô trong training nhé, chứ không có ai gì đang vô supervise mà.
So you can.
Hãy tạo supervise ra cái ngày rồi đúng không? Nó bùi supervise ra coi là cái ngày federal holiday cho nên là bùi này mà là
Or you can
chẳng có một cái đó vậy. Rồi có hàng vô trong training. Có phải training nữa. Đầu training xuống schedule, cái chỗ phải schedule và
okay.
tình trạng
Can you check the supervise station work on
vô vào đây
station? Platform.
Running.
It's unknown.
And now the box box. And delete right?
Right. Is this under supervise?
school yeah after the fail thì phải win nữa nên là heo
So to create master convertible,
như trên này có bộ ở dưới nhập vô
create new folder and then
dưới là
create
lên con xin này mở ra Christmas này đẹp lắm
see.
Got it?
ra là ngoài đi nó tới tôi là nó
It's okay. Bring up. And then
Go from first step.
ngày tháng mà không có anh có flash success này
You just want to have one email?
dạ flash success nó phải hiển thị ra ngày tháng này nếu không thì mình phải làm import tích ra cái là bấm import lại là nó ra
first step.
First step.
And
Now go to
New.
join. Right.
this is done. Station date done.
First, we need to create in
Why you
supervisor.
look like driver?
Conflicts. And calendar.
Calendar.
Okay.
Okay.
Calendar folder. And drag this to schedule. Type federal holiday calendar.
You get it?
Yeah, not yet.
Renew.
Holiday, right?
Yes. Okay. Expand and then we create new event. Double click. Add. Then type.
What is Lily Christmas Day?
Christmas Day.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, same. Yeah. After that, save.
Save. Go to training station. Training station. Niagara Network.
Application.
The ball of reference or the only one for
Expand
the
Niagara Network.
You can do both. You can add both if you want. You can
Why?
actually process.
It's not connected.
Okay, if you want, I can add both. No problem.
Not yet.
Alright. Then it will refer both the calendars.
Some power supply off.
Have.
contact special event name như là holiday và reference là master calendar holiday là nước ngày rồi này hero holiday là set cái như là on
Okay, just a small note. I can add as many references I want here. Okay, it is not necessary just that I have one calendar. What I can do is I can go add another reference which is from my station's calendar, and I can add it here. Okay? So where do we use these multiple calendars is generally when you have a customer who has buildings in different cities, different sites or different locations, right? So this is pretty common, at least in an Indian context. I don't know how much it's useful in Vietnam or this region, but in India, the southern part of the country celebrates or has different sets of holidays than northern part of the country. So all holidays which we generally get are not same. Okay, there are 3 or 4 holidays which are common, like Christmas and New Year or Independence Day. These are probably more common holidays which apply to the whole country, but then there are holidays which, if your office is in the southern part, you will have 3 or 4 different holidays than the northern part. Okay, so when we have this kind of scenario, we create a master schedule in the supervisor where we create only the common holidays between all the region. And then for individual locations, individual buildings, we have individual calendars. Okay, this is that kind of a scenario where I have a common set of holidays and I also have a local set of holidays. I reference both to create my total set of holidays. Okay? Make sense? Okay, that's all we have about scheduling. Any questions around scheduling? Okay, we have Shivanki helping out. We will wait for a few minutes before we move on to the next one.
Sachi, they have me. I cannot connect to chair. It cannot connect to chair.
Yeah, probably it is still booting up. Go to application director. See, it is still starting. It's not started completely.
Yeah.
normally it should be both station or only
No, before you on this the output. So now you reconnect, it's automatic running.
But since the beginning we run only one station supervisor, right?
Okay, so now we can stop. Okay. Supervisor is running. Training not. Supervisor.
Something wrong. Let's try this one.
Okay, we can continue.
I feel we don't do anything but the controllers restart.
So,
Niagara Framework.
no, in training, is banned. Niagara network is banned.
Supervisor.
Is supervisor.
Schedule.
And schedule.
This
And
kind. Yes.
Yeah, this one. What? Yeah.
Track.
Okay.
Okay.
So itself.
No.
Already.
No need to save. Okay. So wait. I think this.
Already. Action. No. It's banned.
Import nature. Right click.
Already federal holiday calendar up to.
Equal to import.
So now we here we expand, right click, action, and script. Yeah, just like that.
Wait. Continue during it. We will update the master to export in file interval. If the master is middle field.
Now the training, okay. So the supervisor, we try to
Label the
add one more. Okay.
but we have to set holiday or occupy. Share first.
I mean, we try to add one more even in the supervisor, and after that we save. Okay, and then we training. Only one, right? Okay. Two.
Okay.
It's okay.
Then
This is the step to add the even.
this one we did. Okay, let's supervisor. This one we do in Niagara. 3 location. And then special event. Set. Reference. Why here native? Why no reference?
No, you not different.
different places. I think the manual is quite complicated. Keyword is supervisor here. Training ethics. Illegal. I don't see where to set the
district.
oh, here.
Yeah.
Two schedules,
Too many.
one holiday, second is the federal name holiday, and then holiday we have two holidays. How understand master schedule based on the schedule. It means that we have two.
You don't say again? Or one by one?
I don't know.
Maybe to share.
Here, right?
Okay, for example, the last time we asked one name in the name is the holiday. Second,
Yeah.
we check another with the slide here. We have to schedule on the screen.
Change here. And
Okay.
No,
So for today we have done hot water system loop. Then we have done schedules. Now our next lab is how to program an AHU. And then we will do the graphics for an AHU.
Okay, just find out the add you again. Okay.
Then let's start our lab 12, that is create AHU program. This lab we will be performing under our training station. So go to training, under this config, add a new folder, name it as AHU or name it as AHU1. Okay. So double click here. It will take you to the wire sheet. Now we will write the program using kit control palette. So this is a simple control loop to control the space temperature and based upon the space temperature your heating and cooling will operate, your fan will run and dampers will modulate. So let's start. First, add a switch button, new, add a boolean writable, name it as switch. Double click it and change the facets to on off. True text as on, false text as off. Then we will add a schedule. For that we have to go to schedule palette. Add a boolean schedule. Configure it from Monday to Friday, 8 to 6. Save. In properties, change the facets to occupied, unoccupied. Then add a numeric writable point. When you right click, go to new numeric writable. Name this point as space temperature. Change the facets to degree Celsius. Now duplicate this point and name the point as occupied cool. Again duplicate for unoccupied cool. These are the set points, occupied cooling set point and unoccupied cooling set point. Similarly, we will have two set points for heating. This is your occupied heat. And then unoccupied heat. Now go back to kit control palette. Add a numeric switch. Under util folder you will find a numeric switch. Add it and name it as cool set point. Then add another numeric switch. You can duplicate this one and name it as heat set point. Under the logic folder, add a greater than block. Then add a less than block. Now add a boolean writable point. boolean writable and name it as fan. Go to fan and change the facets to on off. Save. Duplicate this point and name it as cool. Again duplicate this point and name it as heat. So here your boolean schedule will tell you whether you are in unoccupied or occupied mode, depending upon which we will select the set point, whether we want occupied set point or unoccupied set point. We will decide this for both heating and cooling. So link the out slot of this boolean schedule to in switch of your cooling set point. So what this numeric switch does is, whenever one is coming through this in switch, it will send this true value, else it will send the false value. So whenever your occupancy mode is there, your schedule will give you 1, and that time you can pass your occupied cool set point. So here is your occupied cool set point. Link the out pin to input true. And then link the out pin of unoccupied cool to input false. Do the similar thing for heating set point. Add the out of your schedule to in switch, and then your occupied heat to your input true, and unoccupied heat to your input false. Change the facets to degrees Celsius for both the switches. So these two blocks will tell what is your cooling set point or what is your heating set point at the moment. Then you have to compare these set points with your space temperature to decide whether your unit is in heating mode or cooling mode. So link the space temperature to your greater than block, input A. So whenever your space temperature is greater than your cooling set point, that means you need cooling in space. So the out of this will go to your cooling command. Similarly, when your space temperature is less than your heating set point, that is your space is too cold, that time you will need heating in your space. So link the out of this lesson to input to your heating command. add an OR gate from your logic block, logic folder. Drag drop it to your wire sheet. So whenever your cooling or heating are on, you have to switch on your fan. Also your fan will be running throughout your occupancy mode, so I will add another OR block. Whenever the system is in occupied mode or whenever there is heating or cooling requirement, that time you have to enable your fan. So link the out of this block to your fan command.
Setting cái số 16.
Now set some value to the set points. Go to your occupancy pool, right click, actions, set value. For occupied cool, let's say it's 21 degrees Celsius. Unoccupied cool, 24. Occupied heat as 19, and unoccupied heat as 17. Let's not use this switch for now, we will add it later. So this logic will tell you whether you want cooling or heating in your space and when your fan should be running. Now let's have a damper. For that you need a numeric switch. You can duplicate this numeric switch, duplicate and name it as damper switch. So whenever your fan is running, you have to open your damper. Link the out from this OR block to your damper switch, in switch, input. Double click here. Configure the true pin as 100 and false pin as 0. That means whenever your fan is running, your damper will be 100% open, and whenever your fan is off, your damper will be at 0% position. So you will see these values here, 100 and 0. Then add another numeric tritable point. Name it as damper. Link the out slot to its input 16. Double click here and set the facets to %. If you click here in miscellaneous, select % and and then min and max value for damper will be 0 and 100. Save. So right now I haven't given anything to space temperature input, that's why both heating and cooling are off, but the fan is running, because whenever there is occupancy your fan should run. So directly from this your fan is running and your damper is at 100% position, but heating and cooling both are off. So if you want to check it, right click, go to actions and override. Let's override the temperature to 18. Okay, so here you will see now your temperature is less than your occupied heating set point, which is 19. Here your space temperature is less than your heating set point, so your space is calling for heat, your heating is on, your fan is running and damper is open. So once the temperature is met, say let's say it goes to 19. So as soon as your temperature is 19, your space doesn't call for heating now and your heating is off. Now we have two set points, cooling set point and heating set point, but for graphics we need to calculate the effective set point. So for that, add a numeric switch. I have a numeric switch on my wire sheet. I will just duplicate this and name this as set point select. SP select. So whenever there is cooling in your space, okay, that time you have to pass your cooling set point, else you have to pass your heating set point. Again I will take a numeric switch and name it as effective set point. So whenever there is heating or cooling in space, it will pass this set point. Otherwise it will directly pass your space temperature as set point, because we have kept 2 degrees centigrade as a deadband between cooling and heating. Your occupied heat is 19 and your occupied cool is 21. So if your space temperature is between 19 and 21, at that time your set point will be directly your space temperature. So that's how we write the logic for a simple AHU, that is your air handling unit. What happened? It's not simple?
Yes. Law of function.
Then I will show you the complex one later.
Yeah.
Please do the lab now.
missing many steps. It's quite fast. Okay, we have Boolean schedule. Boolean schedule connect to current set point. Occupy. Into hitting set point.
For
Switch.
ASU, we use all these functions.
Yes. This is a dummy program. We don't have a physical inputs and outputs right now. So once we will do it on Spider, that time you can connect physical inputs and outputs.
So, but in the help document, it have shown the how to control the ASU, how to control the chiller.
In help? No.
No.
Help.
So
help.
why do you know how many functions for ASU?
This is just a example.
Example.
It's just a basic example.
Mm.
That's like this will be required in most of the systems. You need to calculate heating, you need to calculate cooling, and you need to switch on your fan. So this is the most basic form of an
It's
EHU.
basic, right?
Yes.
It's basic.
Yeah, this is very basic. Then you have lots of things. Economizer mode is there. You're modulating cooling, modulating heating. Then you might have 2-stage heating, 3-stage heating.
2-stage.
Or you might have modulating damper that
Modulating
is
damper.
controlling your carbon dioxide, CO2 control, and things like that. So this is the just basic one.
About 7 thumb and 7 chiller.
The chiller is the difficult.
Mr. is not come.
He come back to company today in afternoon. He testing the cabinet.
I confused. We need to arrange the
You can have this one.
okay, we have space, temperature, occupy,
Let me check, but I think there is a US version for maybe just check the carbon
okay. You want to try?
One is your occupied mode when people are present in room. And then I think it means people will left the room. Okay, so that time you have unoccupied mode. So that time you don't need to maintain the temperature so precisely. So for that why we take two separate segments for occupied and unoccupied.
Output going to greater than 1. Okay. Point select. College. Okay.
Against me. Let me start in the half.
Have no say about it. Have doesn't say anything about it. Only logic.
God is same here. It's same.
Okay. AU, no AU. Only some function, I think. Nothing. Right click to right click tab, for example, right click.
Not easy.
Okay, let's have tea. If you have finished.
No one finished.
If you have finished, that's important.
7 o'clock. Finish? Find out my phone.
To get the function to setting or to grab and drop easy.
The logic,
Yes.
sequencing.
Logic is very important.
Why they use numeric?
Yeah.
Why they use O and
RN is easy.
Yes.
Yeah, RN is easy because this is the on-off number. It's easy. So now you it's good set point and hit the set point.
reflected one by one. Okay, output from Korean signal going to then going to sequence in switch. Already.
Nothing outside. In the evening, generally we don't have a plan. We just
go to it takes it one, two days.
Yeah, East Asian region, China, this region has a lot of, but even Taiwan has a lot of, Thailand has a lot of, I have never been to karaoke. I was thinking of going there once, but I don't know what to do there.
I don't understand why what's the law of
People are not very much into going into somewhere paying and then singing for themselves. They will sing in the bathroom, but they will not pay and sing. People who work with music, they worship it. Generally, what the reason why go and sing all the
Finish?
when you are into
I don't know how my program works.
usually start with something, it is considered that
Yeah.
considered to be goddess of music.
How to override the system?
Yeah. Right click.
Click action set
Set.
19.
Yeah.
Probably because
Okay.
it's,
Nothing happened.
people don't tend to go until
Yeah.
they really seriously want to.
Okay, it is 19 degrees C.
Normal people won't do it.
Fan is on.
Yeah.
Can we see my
Yeah, I see you.
So that is what I don't know why.
Cắm vào thế này nè. Thì nãy giờ tìm cắm rồi. Mình chạy không có nó không chịu.
Khối.
People are mad.
Dưới là phối có sẵn tức là cái sơ sơ vào cái sơ 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 sơ
Then everybody want to take a tea break?
Still not finished here.
Tea break? Yes?
Still
No?
yes?
Yes? Okay.
Not yes.
What's the time right now? Local time? It's almost 3:45 now. 3:45? So okay, let's take a tea break, quick 10 minutes, do one lap and go home. Okay? Yeah, so take the tea quickly. The more time you take for tea, more will stay after 4:30. I'm headed out, we'll start exactly after 10 minutes.
Sao mà nó phức tạp vậy? Chọn phần trăm chỗ nào ạ? Chọn phần trăm chỗ nào ạ?
Đâu phần trăm nào?
Cái đăng qua này chọn phần trăm chỗ nào ạ?
White City.
Đâu anh cái tốt chứ.
Thì vô property cũng vậy. Thì biết rồi vô đây nhưng mà không biết cái chữ gì á.
Present. Không, chọn cái này trước. Cái này trước.
Cái bên kia cái này. Em chọn cái trên đầu, kéo lên trên đầu.
Cái này từ đó giờ.
Đấy phần trăm em. Đơn giản rồi. Khoan anh, cái không đi 100%.
Cái đồng đó nó đâu có để đâu.
Mình sửa.
Nhưng mà ấy là trong hướng dẫn nó không có mà. Đâu?
Họ hướng dẫn chứ còn
Lúc đó mình ngủ mất rồi. Rồi. Vậy là mình cái theo cái này add thêm vô thôi phải không? Chứ đâu có trong hướng dẫn đâu có đâu phải không?
Link.
Schedule, lúc schedule bỏ lên trên trước là sắp theo thứ tự video đó schedule xong cái đây thành spy time temporary place.
Cái lúc có người không có người ấy. Ví dụ lúc có người nó chạy 2 mức độ để người trong phòng mát, còn lúc mà không có người ấy, nó chạy cái độ và nó nâng lên 24 ra 5 độ để nó chịu năng lượng. Có người nó chạy tầm 19 độ. Cái độ hít nó ngược lại với cái lạnh. Cái hít để mà làm nóng ra nóng lên nó mất năng lượng. Hầu đông có người nó còn chạy tầm 20 độ để người phải ấm đúng không? Còn nếu không có người nó cứ kệ không cần ra nhiệt cái tí đẩy vào ấy.
Cái đó trong cái control này.
Nãy mấy cái O là nó nằm ở đâu ạ?
Keep control ấy.
Rồi cái control làm sao ấy?
Control and on trong nó giúp and on ignore dot red gian rồi nét gian
You understand?
Maybe 80%.
Let's start
Maybe sorting after.
this down. Cái này
cái này sẽ khác để run lên qua đâu đâu.
cái switch cooling point. Cái switch này tạo nào phải không? Switch này tiếp tục hỏi. Switch này thì mình cũng có rồi, memory switch này, memory switch này là đâu ta? Còn memory portable rồi. Cái switch kia đâu có đâu phải không? Xóa switch kia đi đúng rồi nè, còn cái switch của liên quan với nó rồi. Chỉ vậy. Memory switch nó làm memory switch nó có một là thì là memory switch vậy, cái này memory switch này, memory switch này.
Rồi sao cái chữ ớt cái chữ ấy ta, cái chữ hít này nó mờ nghĩa. Mờ cái
cái hồi nãy cái switch mình nhớ cái chữ ớt cái nó chữ hit nó sửa làm sao? Cái gì? Cái này. Sao lại chữ hit cái này? Nhớ không sửa ta biết sửa rồi nhưng mà chữ hit nó chữ gì á? Hiểu không? Nghĩa là bây giờ test thôi nhưng mà chữ hit với chữ gì á?
Shit nó có chữ hit thôi chứ gì, chỉ sửa cái chữ đó lại thôi.
Shit thì sẽ hold up, chứ sao có hit đâu.
Đúng rồi. Ủa anh sao không thấy có schedule?
Numeric switch. Numeric switch là
Okay. Those who didn't go out don't get a chance now.
Then numeric switch, yeah. Where you get numeric switch and this kind from the
No.
the left side.
Right.
For example,
You want to get the numeric
this
switch.
here này, this is the cone set point này, the cone set point.
You want to get the
Because the this is
Đi giờ lấy cái gì?
đây, mình Campuchia mà. Bỏ chia. Numeric switch. Yeah. It's the kind of the object. It's the kind of the set. Numeric switch. For example, if we use the numeric variable, we can get from the point. Point. Yes, for example, from the point we can get the now numeric variable. I want to change. I want to find out from.
Okay, on the previous one, this
where
one,
you get
any
just finish it.
questions? Somebody didn't
Where
get
you get
through?
maybe I start from the key control or something.
Any questions here on this lab which we do? This? Yeah.
How you finish?
Okay. So look at this logic. We have 4 set points. Okay. Effective heating. We have a occupied cooling, unoccupied cooling, occupied heating, unoccupied cooling. So when we choose here, we still get 2. Okay. Output at this stage is 2 set points. Okay. Now based on these 2 set points, I am deciding whether I have to cool or heat. Correct? Okay. But when I am trying to cool or heat, I need only 1 set point. Okay. So this one helps me choose which one. Okay. So here I compare greater than. Here I come to know whether I have to cool or not. Okay. If this says I have to cool, I come here and I choose the true value of cooling. Okay. Else I still provide the heating set point. Okay. I have to provide only 1 set point to my system. 1 effective set point, right?
Okay.
Make sense? There has to be only 1 set point effectively for the space. Right? I had 4 here. By switching, I got 2. Okay, I still need only 1. So here, I decide which one of the 2. Okay. So if it is cooling, I go to the cooling set point. If it's not cooling, I still use the heating set point. But if heating is not enabled here, this set point is just one set point which is selected. The heating will not start. Right?
Okay.
This is a very simple AHU. Most of the time in your applications you will have to expand on this logic. A lot of interlocking will come, a lot of priorities will come, right? But this is just a very simple logic presented to show how do we do it in JACE, right? You could add multiple levels to that, like damper in here we have just chosen from 0% to 100%. It could be a modulating output, right? A lot of changes will happen in an actual field condition in this logic. Any more questions? Okay, now we have a call to make. The next lab is a little big one. It's almost 4 o'clock. If we start the next lab, it will take somewhere about 1 to 1.5 hours. The choice is we stop really early today, half an hour early, or we continue till we finish the lab. I don't want to leave that lab halfway, It's a graphics lab. I leave the choice to everybody.
Do the election.
So, so let's vote. How many want to stop now and do the lab tomorrow, or put your hands up who wants to stop? Only me? Okay. See, if not enough hands come up, I'm going to continue. Then you have to wait for 5:30. Okay, who stopped? 1, 2. Still not enough hands.
Because it's not enough time to finish.
Not enough time. Yeah.
Yeah, the next lab will take at least 1 to 1.5 hours, somewhere between that. So if you want to stop, we can stop now, or we work till 5:30.
Yeah.
Max. The problem with doing another lab is it's not all the labs are connected. So the next lab will use some portion of this
Question
lab
and answer.
If we want, we can revise, Anyway, we won't be going before 4:30 because you all have to tell me what did you learn today, and all that stuff still happens. Right? So anyway, we are not going before 4:30.
What we learned today.
We learn a lot of
Okay.
stuff.
Let's do the what did you learn session, and then we end the day.
First, everyone has completed this logic.
It's complete. Yeah, it's
I
complete.
still not finished.
Need help to
Still with you.
Why so?
Yeah, help me to finish. Please.
You can't go home before finishing this.
Teacher.
Gì nữa?
Okay, let's start from this side. Okay, your turn. Somebody from your team. One point, what did you learn in the beginning today?
Create calendar. Create calendar. Create calendar.
Okay, next. Yeah, somebody come.
Mother supervisor station. Yes.
What supervisor station?
Calendar supervisor station.
Okay, creating a supervisor station.
It have a lot of things.
Very controlled.
Okay, what next?
Hey, you program.
You will help me guide.
How to create a program for IAS you
For AH. How to create a logic for AH.
Only that's all.
Okay, so who hasn't spoken up yet? You.
How to save station.
No problem, just tell what you learn. Okay, tell him he will have it.
Okay, everybody others can understand. You can talk in your local language.
Yes, people will tell. Just tell them in your local language.
Nói tiếng Việt luôn đó.
Okay, you tell. What else we have done today?
Create a JS supervisor connection.
Create a JS and supervisor.
Okay.
Yes, good.
You.
You.
Me.
Yes, you.
Today I have learned about how to create a supervised schedule.
Okay. Master skills.
Master schedule.
You.
Hmm?
What else?
What else did you learn today?
Sorry, today I sleep on time. I just when I just come, I just study a little bit about how to create and customize the workbench, and it means create the playlist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, if you tell I slept whole day today. Okay?
As today we learned how to make the control loop.
How to make?
The control loop.
Control loop.
Yes.
Yeah. How to write a logic for format.
Okay, so I think we covered most of the things which we taught today. Now just a few questions from my end to you. Somebody should answer. So what is a push-pull configuration of a schedule? You know, when do you push schedules and how do you pull schedules? How do you push schedules and how do you pull schedules? Whether this is possible? It's just a twisted question. If you think through, the answer is there. No, we have done that today. What is the push configuration and what is the pull configuration?
I don't understand his question.
Anybody can think what is the push configuration and what is the pull configuration?
How to make schedule.
You mean the put is mean the make or the
Pull.
I still not understand about your question.
Okay. So, suppose you go to a customer and you explain him your whole architecture, how your system is designed, webs, right? Day one we presented, yesterday I showed you a presentation where there were a lot of spider controllers connected to JS, security systems connected to JS, big architecture, right? I can connect any third-party chiller over backnet. I can do a lot of integration to 10 JSs, all 10 JSs come to a supervisor, very big architecture, okay? And then a customer asks you whether you can do schedules. Will you say yes or will you say no? Can you do schedules in this architecture? The whole architecture? Yes, right?
Yes. The master
yes,
can
we can do schedules. And then the customer asks, oh, do you push schedules or do you pull schedules?
Pull schedule, right? Pull schedule. Pull schedule.
What do you do? What is your answer? Right? We have this whole architecture in place. You go to a customer, sell a job, and he comes up and asks you, oh, whether do you push schedules or do you pull schedules? What is your answer?
Pull schedule.
Valid question? Customer can ask it?
We will pull.
Do you push?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other answer?
Pull
Okay.
làm sao?
I'll give it. We push as well as we pull. We do both. Okay? So push and pull is always determined with respect to a supervisor. Okay? When somebody asks this question, generally it is considered with respect to a supervisor. Okay? So when you give a schedule from a supervisor to a JS, you are pushing it.
Pushing.
Correct? That is the push direction. Now there is already a schedule in the JS. You want to see what schedule is. You can pull that into the supervisor. Correct?
Yeah.
And I can show that in the supervisor.
Yeah.
Yes? So both configurations work in this case. Correct? You can push, you can pull. Why is this important? Why is this important? Because in a small job it doesn't matter. But when your job becomes large and a company's IT comes into picture, firewall comes into picture. Right?
Yeah.
When firewall comes into picture, you cannot communicate easily. You have to tell the IT person that I want this port to be configured as an outgoing rule or an incoming rule. Have you seen firewall on your computer? There is, if you go to your computer, start, there is a run, or you can press Windows key and run and type firewall.cpl. A firewall window will open up. Okay? It has few settings. One, you can turn it on, you can turn it off, or else you have settings where you can add exceptions. When you add exceptions, you have to tell whether the rule is an incoming rule or outgoing rule. Correct?
Yes.
So when I am a supervisor, and there is an IT firewall in between. Correct? That's where this push and pull comes into picture. The IT might allow you to push the data. It might not allow you to pull the data. Correct? Because when you pull, you are getting something into their network, which is generally not allowed in a big IT scenario. Right? If you work with somebody like LinkedIn,
It's good. It means get from the supervisor.
Push.
right? So in that case, you will have to design your system in a way that everything works in a push manner. Correct? Then you cannot pull. So then you will have to take care that my system needs to be configured according to that rule. Correct?
Yeah.
Make sense? Questions? Okay, let me find another question.
Question and answer by himself.
Now this is something which somebody from your side should have asked me, but since nobody asked, I have the right to ask you this
I have
question.
one question about the IT in infrastructure. If they ask our BMS engineer to know the information, how can we told them about our requirement? Like as you mentioned, we need to know our port or
You need to know the port. That's the most
only
important.
port
You need
or
to know
another.
when you configure firewall, you need to know IP address and you need to know the port. These are the only two.
Only
requirements.
two, right?
Okay, so when we did Niagara networks, right? We went to Niagara network and then we went to schedules and we pressed the discover button. How many of that? Everybody remembers it? Remember?
Yes.
We go to Niagara network. We expand it. We go to schedule. How do you add a schedule? How do you get a schedule from a JS into a supervisor? You open the supervisor station. You go to Niagara network. You go to schedules. You press discover and you find the stations. Okay. Now, how many stations it can find, or from where does the Niagara find the station? Has anybody thought about it? It's an Ethernet find, right? Ethernet cable. Where does the Niagara go and find the station? Anybody? Any thoughts? Nobody asked me this question.
Niagara network.
Not understand to
Right?
Sorry, we explain your. I don't know.
Okay, let's take this big architecture example again. Okay, now I am the supervisor sitting in one of the corporate offices of LinkedIn. Okay, and there are JSs located in the field, one in Hanoi, one in Ho Chi Minh, and probably another in Rangoon, right? And in the supervisor, what we discussed, I want to bring a schedule from these three offices into my supervisor.
Yes.
Okay, what is the process we follow? We come to the supervisor, open the station, open Niagara network, go to schedule, press discover, we find everything.
Yes.
Would this work in an IT scenario? In this scenario where my buildings are 3 countries apart, 3 cities apart, this will not work. Why? Because discovery always works on local networks.
Local network.
Correct? Something which that JS can access or that supervisor can access. Only those networks it can find. Right? When you have a large system spanning across different networks, internet, Niagara network discover will not work. Right? In that case, you always have to go and manually add your station, right? Some places, I think in his case, I remember we had to add the station manually in the supervisor, right? We click new station and then we type IP address, which IP address I want to connect to, put the password manually. So you have to do that when your cases and other things are beyond your local network, right? This is a very small local network, hit discover, everything comes up simple, no problem, right? But when the job becomes complex, a lot of IT scenarios will come into picture. Correct?
Đúng rồi, nó đâu có file được qua qua internet đâu. Được nhưng mà bằng manual mới được.
Cái vấn đề là đang nói vấn đề logo á, cộng lại một cái cấu hình nào thì sẽ chạy được hết.
Ý là nó nói là lên đây nó file là chỉ có logo nhưng mà logo bản logo nó file là tự động. Còn nếu mà nó file qua bằng mạng khác add manual vô nó mới file được.
Okay. I think those were the most two tricky questions which I had in mind since we did the labs but never spoke of. Right, any more questions from your side?
Số bạn nào qua rồi dính cái turbo gì đó
Hỏi
Okay, no more questions?
nhưng mới chưa làm đào với chưa xem hoa.
không phải là chưa đủ vấn đề phải có thời gian tiếp cận.
Alright then, jump on the board then. No more questions?
Mọi người có ai có câu hỏi gì không? Có gì cứ hỏi đi.
Cái hàng ngủ mới vậy à?
Just get out.
Ngủ mới vậy à?
Mọi người có gì cứ hỏi đi vì khi về có tại vì trong cái làm
Biết nhưng mà bây giờ mới biết thì mình chưa có phải cần thời gian để hiểu hệ thống, mình hiểu xong rồi mới hỏi chứ.
I have one question.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the network. I have a lot of mesh container. How I can find
Lot of?
something to train more. That's most mesh.
Tyson hay gì? Cái gì? Mo cái gì?
In the internet, right? When I want to find the web station, yes, maybe a web 30 or 60 600 or
Truyền ra rồi secret thế.
Across internet?
yeah.
Across internet you cannot find it. You have to know it. Okay, when you are working across internet you cannot find it. You have to know it. So your IT has to tell you that okay, if I am sitting in Rangoon and I want to connect to Ho Chi Minh building,
Yeah.
right? The Ho Chi Minh building IT has to tell me
The
that
IP
okay,
address, right?
they will tell you okay, you use this IP address
Yeah.
and you can connect from Rangoon to Majis.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is something which IT will tell you. You cannot control that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you will have to, when you work on internet or inter-building scenario, IT will play a very big role. Because generally networks, they are controlled of, and they will have to configure, port forward
But how do you
some
think
stuff.
they make the same the VPN
Sorry?
with the network, the VPN? For example, if they had some building located at the Hanoi, at the Da Nang, at the Ho Chi Minh City,
Mhm.
and they set up the VPN, connect together. It's like the local network.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like a local network, but it's not local network, right? JS doesn't know what is a local network. It can identify it based on the IP address range, right? You can be on two networks together. You can be on a Wi-Fi and also connected to Ethernet, correct? That way, when you establish a VPN, you are on two different networks. One, you either are on a VPN, you are on a Wi-Fi, and then you connect to the VPN, or you are on the Ethernet, and then you connect to the VPN. Right? So you are on two different networks. When you have two different networks, Jace will try to connect whatever default it picks. And generally it will not pick up VPN, it will pick up your default PC's Ethernet or Wi-Fi port. Correct?
Yeah.
So even if you are on a VPN, you will have to know the IP address of that device.
Nếu mà anh đặt VPN thì anh đã biết IP, nếu mà anh kết nối với hai cái network khác nhau,
I don't
qua
know
Wi-Fi hoặc Internet, nói chung là anh vẫn phải biết địa chỉ IP của cái site. Nhưng mà cái thao tác đấy là mình làm tay, có cái địa chỉ IP là để nó tìm đến.
For platform password, there is only one way out. If you go to Niagara Hill and search for null modem cable, okay, or you can Google for null modem cable, and they will give you a configuration. It's a serial port, serial cable, which you can use which you can make by using 9-pin connectors, VPN 9-pin connectors, right? So there is a serial port on it, 9-pin connector. Can you see that? RS232 port on the Jace. That is the port. Yes, RS232. Okay, something which is very similar to.
Yes, right now we don't have the connector. It is called null modem cable.
So when you do a Google search for null modem cable, they will give you the configuration. It's a simple RS232
you
cable.
put this one in this and one to your laptop, and then you do the configuration and you can reset the password or IP.
You have this cable here.
We don't have this cable right now. But I can give you the setup if you want. For that
It's a very simple cable to make. You just search on Google for a null modem cable and it will give you a picture. Just make that, solder that connector, and that cable can be made. Once you have that cable in Help, Niagara Help, you can find the steps to reset the platform password.
Please show me the guys to reset it.
Anh tìm Google cái cáp.
Cái công ty làm rồi. Các này có dùng cái hai con tương nhiều. Mất hết chương trình. Nếu đi xét về một bình. Chẳng luôn. Dùng cái chương trình hai con tên là trong cái phần thép của cái Niagara nó có cái thép hay không có cái siêu ấy. Đây chiếc phần đấy siêu.
Help, just type null modem here and open the system shell menu.
This one.
Okay, so we are putting it up here. So just search for null modem. Okay, and this will give you all the steps to
reset.
So it doesn't allow you to reset the password, but it allows you to set the Jace to a factory default condition. Right, so that the 3DM Niagara password will work. Okay, if you have any station, if you have any programs running on the Jace, they are all gone. questions?
Cũng hay. Đi xe phát chẳng luôn.
About the chess, do we have the telnet option available? I mean this chess. Does it have telnet option?
Yeah, it has a telnet server.
Internet.
Can you show some keyword?
In this menu there is a telnet option. You can look for it.
Okay.
No. There is a telnet service which just, if you go to I think services and enable the telnet service, the telnet is enabled. Then you can connect RS-232 port on.
But normally it already turned on, right? Already enabled, right?
Yeah, it depends. You know, you. I don't think it's normally.
Để đọc bản biến thôi.
Mà bây giờ là tối gì sáng đi đọc hết.
Đọc cái bản biến là biết.
Sáng đêm nào nữa chứ bây giờ cũng không biết sáng đêm nào nữa.
Cái gì hay đồng với lên ta đi kiếm
biến nó nhìn nó khùng điên.
Nếu một máy thì không có cổng.
I cannot find help, but I'm not so sure. This one? I want to find the help that she showed us. Oh, it's different from what I different. I don't know.
Maybe you go web pro.
What are you using?
Why? Not have load. Yeah. This one. Okay.
Okay. Another thing. Do you know how to reset the controller? For example, we have some station already configured to default controller to factory.
Using it.
How?
I see them. You must be have a.
This is what I asked.
A circle between pieces.
Can you see this? Telnet FTP.
And then you connect to here. And then
Put it up.
where? Here.
Oh, connect first.
Change switch from RS to USB. From here to here.
Comport. Converter from USB to
Yeah.
RS232.
Yeah.
And then using hyperterminal.
And then using hyperterminal. Yeah. Follow.
All right. Any more? Okay, let's go.
Okay.
We need to shift the rooms.
System share.
Finish sharp on time for me.
Have you already used this? Because sometimes we don't have software and license. We go to site, we only have normal computer. Okay. Need to read?
Yeah.
I hate reading.
Nói chung rằng đều dân tìm cũng không hiểu gì hết. Mọi người có ai có cáp 232 nhỉ? Để mua thì sao trả cho cái đấy là xe kể mà
Ủa ông nội nào ông cài đúng không? Cái bộ bữa mà
đó bộ đó mà cái máy xe dùng cáp 22 này sẽ được nhiều bộ đó anh đi mượn không chạy không đủ
không cộng thôi.
không có.
Can you show me how to create virtual point?
Anh
Create.
anh mua một sợi vậy bữa anh làm dịch vụ đi xem
Station.
Station.
Yes.
Point.
I don't have this. I have only this. How can we create point inside this? For example, we have to is running.
Turning.
Yes.
You can say copy. Click here and copy to here.
Why we need to copy?
We copy to for spare when error with the web or you want to configure offline.
Okay.
Maybe I will go.
This side.
Only today sign?
Just for procedures. Because you have your place already.
Okay, here.
Mai cũng mới cạnh phòng dưới này.
Just
Này
we
nó
don't have
rất bình trắng. Chuyển phòng dưới trong thuyền cuối tuần là chẳng bằng đó.
Giờ anh chuyển sao mà đến ngày cuối học từng trệt luôn. Rồi mình về cho nhanh.
You back up, right?
Yeah.
Doing like this.
I'm back up.
Thôi anh thiện nghĩa ký đại đi.
You will.
So later we can select and copy, send to this.
Yeah. If on web you you configuration for registration, and then you can copy from your computer to web.
They have
Only plug, cannot unplug.
Nhưng bất không lấy nhỏ hoặc lấy cái ký mấy hả? Anh mất gì đâu mà.
Two there.
Có nó ăn mất gì đâu.
Still confusing.
Let's is only your phone number in the company.
It is. You want to
I
go?
usually come to from.
I will have a name card
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yes.
Mai đâu còn khác nữa à?
You always going to Cambodia?
Yes, usually
Is ở bây giờ dẫn đồ thôi.
đồ anh có gì đâu, nó dọn tủ luôn, có gì phòng kỹ thuật đó hả?
Then you can
Vậy đổ
configure.
xăng hết xăng rồi.
Hả?
Vậy đổ
Or we
xăng.
do in Spain?
Maybe when you on site, you
Or
can,
offline?
you can configure online on site.
Okay.
See you.
See you.
When you go
Soon.
home, after you go home, you can copy from to your to computer, and then you go home. You can configure apply, and tomorrow you copy from your computer to web.
Okay.
Yeah. This driver.
Okay.
Maybe we are using Botnet protocol.
Yes.
You might be
I have web 300.
Yeah. you might
Keep
create
point.
want to create point, you must be create a Botnet network.
Okay.
Drop and drop here. And in the bug network, you will create DDC. This is DDC coil. Coil a bugnet spider. You will divide it, bug address.
We just will explain.
Yeah. And then you will have a bugnet spider. It is a DDC. Yeah. And when then you can select error. Yeah. You need uncheck it. And then you switch into migrate mode. Instead you can create a point for DDC because this is a page.
Virtual.
Yeah. We were using this spider, Honeywell spider tool. You can create point. Either using POE 6438. We have 16 UE. Yeah.
8
For
8 digital output and 3 output analog output.
for DI. I will create DI, digital input.
You can do that, you can do everything.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning you will find problem because you will continue the lab.
I will try only this, right? And then all of this can be loaded to the physical controller.
Yeah. And then you will recover point from physical controller here.
When we connect.
Because it's offline, human using offline.
Okay.
You see, this is the point from.
Okay, I will try to research.
Hello.